Welcome everyone, so today I'll be ranking all 5 Jurassic Park movies. Now do keep in mind this is purely my opinion, so if I put movies that you really like at the bottom of the list, don't get mad at me, this is my opinion. If you do have a different opinion, then make sure to tell me in the comment section down below. And yeah, let's get into it. It's coming in at number 5 is Jurassic Park 3 now. Yeah, I like all 5 of these movies, but I feel like Jurassic Park 3 is just the least enjoyable one. Its pacing is a bit off, and the new characters are kind of bland. I mean, Ellie Sattler and Alan Grant are great as always, and I don't like. It just doesn't feel. It just doesn't. I don't feel like it fits into this trilogy of Jurassic Park movies because I mean, the first one and the second one was based off a book, and then they're like, oh, they just made money. Let's make a third one. So yeah, not a bad movie, but definitely not to the standard of the first two. Now coming in at number 4 is Jurassic World 3. Now, this is actually the first Jurassic Park movie I've watched. And I mean, the second I watched it, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the entire franchise, and here I am now being a massive fan. When I first watched it, I really liked it, but the more I rewatched it, I felt like it has some issues. Especially, one of the most major ones that bugs me is the T-Rex in this movie looks worse than the T-Rex in the original, which came out like 20 plus years before this movie. So that's saying something. And also, there's this weird plot line about Zach and Grace's parents breaking up. I mean, yeah, getting divorced. And that just goes nowhere. It adds nothing to the overall story. So it's just kind of thrown in there. I don't know why. Maybe they just wanted to add some family drama into it. I mean, it didn't really work out. But anyway, a pretty fun movie to watch. I do have to say that the whole thing with using dinosaurs for military purposes is a bit stupid in my opinion. I think a lot of people feel that way as well. But overall, quite an enjoyable movie, not a bad one at least. Coming in at number 3 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, I find that a lot of people overhate this movie. Like, I really liked this movie when I watched it for the first time and the second time and the third time. I liked this movie pretty much the same all times I've rewatched it. Now, I do have some issues with it, especially like some of the dialogue is really cringeworthy. I mean, there's not a lot of it, but you notice it when it is there. And they continue that using dinosaurs for military purposes theme into this, or idea into this movie, and it doesn't really work out. Like, they had this whole thing where if you point a laser at a human or something and you press a button, the Indoraptor will, attack that object. But it's like, if you have a laser pointed at something, why don't you just, shoot it? But I mean, other than that, I really liked that we went back to Nublar. I do feel like we should have spent a little more time on Nublar in this movie, like maybe 10, 15 minutes more. Like, it felt kind of rushed in my opinion. And I really like the setting for the second half of the movie, which is, Lockwood Manor. I really like, people getting chased around in a mansion. I feel like that's, I just find that cool. I don't know. The whole thing with Macy being a clone, like, I think that's interesting. I wonder what they will do with this in Jurassic World 3. But, only time will tell. So yeah, this is a really enjoyable movie that I do rewatch. And yeah, I think people overhate it. It's a really good movie. Coming in at number 2 is The Lost World Jurassic Park. Now, I really like this movie. I really find, just the setting of Isla Sorna really enjoyable to watch. And it's got some amazing practical effects, like especially that one where the T-Rexes are pushing that vehicle off the cliff. That just looks amazing. It has a little bit of a pacing issue, especially when it's switching from the islands to San Diego. But other than that, I feel that the cast is great, the chemistry between them is great, and the overall movie is really enjoyable to watch. But it's not as good as our number 1, which is, of course, the original Jurassic Park. Now, what did you expect from a Jurassic Park ranking list, It's the one that kicked it all off, and it's by far the best one. The cast is great. Sam Neill as Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm as Jeff Goldblum are just so fantastic to watch on screen. And the practical effects are so amazing. Like, I don't understand how this movie has better effects than Jurassic World. You know. Anyhow, the storyline is great. I haven't read the book, so I don't know how the movie compares to the book, but I feel like when I do read it, I'm going to really like it. But anyhow, this is my ranking of the movies. What did you feel? What did you feel about this ranking? How would you rank these movies? Tell me in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. Leave a like if you did like this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Peace.